Looking cute, looking clean, looking sexy. And of course, today we got the big episode, the penultimate episode, of course, talking about raising Kanan season 2. And we got a lot to talk about. Of course, we got Burke. Burke is on a mission. They told her to leave it alone. Internal affairs involved. A lot of different people involved. Kanan has his father. Famous is out here doing things that Famous not supposed to do. The family seems back together, family first, and Fareed hitters get hit. But today, the first question of the day I want to ask y'all, and I want y'all to tell me in the comments below: will Burke make it to season 3? That's the biggest thing from one of these episodes I got from the penultimate episode. Will Burke make it to season 3? Is it like what gonna happen? Tell me, how do you think she's gonna make it to season 3? What is all going on? I want to know y'all thoughts on this situation and what is going to happen going forward with Burke in the last episode. Will Burke make it? Will Burke go to jail? Will it turn on fast? Will she get Howard? Will she get Kanan? We know she ain't gonna get Kanan. It's a prequel. But what happens? What happened with Jukebox? Is she gonna turn on Burke? Is Burke gonna turn her bad? So much in this episode, and we're gonna break the episode down very shortly. And don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, notification bell, all of that. We're about to get in the show. And of course, as y'all know, let's talk about it. The show starts off where it started off last week, of course. They talking about hitters get hit. You live this lifestyle. Bad things seem to happen. And we see Jimmy. He's bowling with his friends. They're laughing. He goes to his car. You see Lou with that twitch in his eye again. Shoots Jimmy right in the head. Walks off. I'm like, okay. This show starting off informing us real quick. Lou about that action. You try to do something to it. You shot at his brother. Then in the last episode, you hurt family. Family first. That's what this episode is. We find out that Renee is the one that passed away, and Marvin is alive. We see him with shades on at the funeral crying. I'm guessing, and it's not really that many people there, but Renee passed away. And like I said, Marvin is a little more, he's trying to hold it in, but you see he's sad. His life is a little spiraling. And throughout this whole entire episode, you start seeing these little tidbits of Marvin becoming more of a better guy, I would say. More of a influential influence over his life. And you see Lou get throughout the episode get a little bit colder and a little bit colder. So this inference of these brothers and two paths they've been going compared to the first season of paths they were going is interesting. Because we all knew Marvin was the dude that messed up. Lou was the dude to get everything straight. And then it shifted toward the end where Lou like, I don't want to do this no more. And Marvin was more down to do it. And now you slowly seeing the shift back and forth through the character traits, and it's very interesting. You next thing you see is Sam. He's arrested, and of course he's talking about he gonna snitch. He know the guy who shot the cop. Y'all gotta get me out. Again, trusting crackheads is the worst thing ever. They get him for possession, using the bathroom in a public place. They're arresting him. He keeps saying they got it. I know who did something. Y'all gotta let me out and all that stuff. He didn't even do much of a crime, but again, he's a druggie. So unfortunately, they do that thing. Again, another question y'all can tell me in the comments. We're gonna talk about that a little later, but yes, how do y'all feel about Sam? I gave y'all a little hint at a question, but as we go through the show, that y'all can start to answer. But how do y'all feel about Sam? Again, don't forget the question of the day. Sam gets arrested by everyone, by the way. This man has been arrested like 4 times in this show since we hit. It's insane. We see Rock, she finally gets her house. The white lady, I was scared of the black guy with him. He's like, this is my cousin. He's all good. And she's like, I wish you was happy. And she looks at her house. She's smiling. And then we get this like more cryptic scene right after she's get her house and she's at this happiest moment. We see Sal. The boys is, of course, they're upset. Jimmy's a good dude. Sal tells him, I held Jimmy's daughter. I was with him stealing bicycles. I know Jimmy. I'm going to handle it, but I'm not going through doors. I don't know what's back behind him. So she got people with her. I don't want to know what we're going against so we know how to handle it. It's actually a genius idea. Sal is smart. The other people aren't as smart, but they kind of start learning what's going on, trying to see is it something easy. Again, they saying the N word, but it's I, I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get it. I'm part of the show. We see Burke kind of cluing in on what's going on. She she does hear Sam going over it. She start getting clues. Okay, you saw the little guy that was talking to Howard the other day outside the precinct, and he be with Famous because he knows Famous, and he like he that kid be with Famous. I think Burke knows who Famous is too. So she start putting two together. Which at this point, I don't know. Once you start putting things together, and by he has a son, he has this, he has this. That's when you leave it alone. You've already put the clues together. You can kind of come up with a analysis of what's going on. Why don't you stop? Like this is the period to stop right now. You are kind of clued in. Okay, something happened. Something did this. That's his son. His son might have shot him. Something bad might happen. He might be growing his relationship with his son. They might kind of together now. I don't know the whole situation. I'm gonna leave it alone. That's what normal people do. But not. I gotta prove it, Burke. I have to go in here and completely prove myself to everyone by doing this, even though everyone is telling me to leave it alone. Everyone I'm trying to prove it to is telling me to leave it alone. It's ridiculous. We see Farid and Lou. They are discussing Zisa. Here's you can visibly see that Lou is annoyed by Farid. He keeps telling us we need to do this, we need this, and he's like, "Yo, I'm running the business. Calm down." We see Famous arrive. He asked about rent. Can he get the studio time for his girl? Lou said he's gonna handle it. I got you. I'm gonna take care of you. Don't worry about it. Farid interrupts again to Lou's annoyance. He's like, I'm running the business here. I'm gonna teach you how to catch fish. Go out there and catch fish. Do your own thing. I'm trying to teach you something. He closes the door on him. Lou, being annoyed the entire time, is essentially telling him, listen, what happened to being a silent partner? He said, I can't be silent when money involved. Again, he got lied to about being a silent partner. And Lou, of course, stares at him with the twitch comes in. Again, he's going back to season 1. We ain't seen that twitch since like episode 7, 6 of last season. He's starting to get that twitch again. We see Rock and Juke talking to each other. He asked Rock asked Juke about Keyshawn. He was like, yo, your mother left. She left me. It ain't a big deal. I ain't really know her like that. Rock said she told me what happened. Listen, some people strange, some people get better. And she referring to Marvin. She's trying to hit that Marvin's getting better as a person and as a growth. She asked her about Kanan. Juke just shook her head like, Rock notices you lawyer. That's why we rock with you. You lawyer. You ain't giving up nothing, even to me, whom is like one of the closest people to you. But you loyal to your people, so you ain't giving them nothing. That's why people respect you, Juke. We see Howard praying toward Mecca. He's washing his face. Kanan's watching him. Candace, I didn't know you was Muslim. He's like, he trying to get back into it, trying to get his family back right, all that stuff, trying to get his life back right. He said, Kanan even tells him, I knew you was a father when I looked in your eyes, but I kind of didn't want to believe it, even though I always knew. But then I read the paper, now I'm confused because my mama doing this and she doing that. He cusses, he didn't apologize. This is a funny scene. I love he cusses, and then he apologizes. Should I say this here? And he's like, I don't know. Allah's always looking, so you probably shouldn't do it around here. I love that little scene. It took the heaviness of the episode and made it so much better. I thoroughly enjoyed that scene because this is a heavy episode. It's getting heavier because you know how Power do. Once the season get toward the end, it start getting real heavy. The penultimate episodes of these shows and Power is really good. So he goes in there, and I love this breath of air that he gives with that joke. But you know we got to get to it. Then he tells him that he don't trust his mother. He asked Howard, did she know I was always your son? He said it's unfair for Rock and you for me to say something on that because honestly he don't know. He gets upset, of course. He said, how is that unfair? She did all this and this. She should know you shouldn't be giving her this after what she put us through. She made me shoot you knowing that you was my father. And he was like, listen, we don't talk about that. We don't talk about the past. What we doing now is a father-son bond from the future on. And that, and I'm like, again, he would know. So it would be unfair for him to interject knowing that he would not know because he don't know who else she slept with then. Right? He don't know that. Like she was 16. He did not know. So it would be unfair to her to insinuate that she knew when he had no clue if she knew. Did she like figure it out over time? Or what happened? He don't know that. We see Burke Millen again, as you see. We gonna always put up. Will Burke make it to season 3? Burke is Millen again. She lies again, and everyone knows about it because she's going in and talking to Sam, and she wants information on Sam. She wants to get like the witness. Like I want to see what he said. He said, "I got a witness. I got a lead. I'm gonna work on it." He like, do what you gotta do. Don't overdo it because you know how you do it. Don't overstep. You know you got people after you. She said it's cool. She says it's a cold case. Don't worry about it. She's not going out of her lane. And of course, the captain called internal affairs. Weird. I've been doing 2 podcasts. I do apologize for all that, but he called internal affairs essentially. We see Rock with Fareed again, saying she's with his people. She's talking to him. She got one of his right hand men out of jail. Tells him, "Don't worry about Fareed. I'll take care of him." The partners basically said, "Listen, I'm not working with nobody unless Fareed taking out the picture because that man is angry." He even admitted though that Rock is probably more getting her teeth into things more than Fareed is because Fareed been successful for a long time, according to what we learned in this throughout this season. He's been successful for a long time. Even Kanan, older Kanan, starts to say it later on that he has been like very successful throughout his career, and that once you're not hungry no more, you get caught up in not thinking that people betray you and set you up. Because we're gonna talk about that later on, how that situation. We see that Sam gets freed, and of course, again, the question of the day. Another reason we asking this, and this dumb girl, Burke. Oh my God, she's so stupid. She won't give up. She even gives the crackhead money. Talk about me later on. You don't give crackheads money. It's a horrible idea. Oh my goodness, she gave a crackhead money. She gives a crackhead money, and she tells him to meet him at the park, and that she wants to know more about what he's seen. We see Marvin and Juke, and they at dinner, and he's basically telling her at this little restaurant that he's been dumb. He done a lot of bad things. He done did this. He thought that he could do some right things and he can make up for it. And that ultimately he doing too much bad. He apologized to Juke, and Laverne basically tells him, "Listen, you gotta learn to forgive yourself first before you can forgive everybody else. Because you can start telling Renee has set him on a path of less anger, and that he's trying to be a better person. But now she's passed, and he feels guilty because his situation got her in this mess. So he feels completely bad about this, and he's apologetic to everyone. He's like, "I'm got us in trouble. I'm the reason these situations happen. I'm the reason we got in trouble with the Italians because I'm obsessed with Tony and all this stuff because I want to get back at her for whatever reason we don't know." We then go into the next scene where Rock meets Fareed at his house. Fareed says he wants to buy into the operation. He can make the money legitimate. He is willing to lose revenue to control market share. Basically, what he's saying, if I get with you, it's too much action in the Queen's area, but he'll give 50% in. He get 50%. He'll make some business moves. He'll get in with her. You can start telling that Fareed is like more of a hustler type than just like gang member related ideal stuff. He's more He's more hustler. He's more, I'll give you 50%. I got money. I was hustling when I was young. I give 50% I control. And it's basically control the market share. So once he get control of this too, he can start controlling costs, which he can then later on, even though he won't get initial revenue, he can make it into something. Which is actually a really cool thing, you know what I mean? It's actually a good idea. I don't know if it's good for somebody like Rock who wants to control everything. It's a horrible idea for her. But if you were doing a regular business deal, it would probably actually be a solid deal that you don't have to hide money and that he can help you do that. That way you can move the way you want to move safely and continue to do more things. Even get, I think he said South Americans, and you can start having to deal with it. We see Unique at this. Unique is talking to, of course, Sal. And I want to know if y'all were surprised by this. Were y'all surprised that Unique did not snitch? He did not go. He did not go against Rock. He didn't help the Italian. Unique and Sal having a discussion. Unique blames Marco for messing up the deal he made with Marvin. He said, "I don't even like Marvin, but let's be for real. He accepted a deal, and he didn't get it done. He messed it up. That's not on Marvin and Rock now." Sal said he did it behind my back. You don't do it behind their back, which is basically a lost argument. That's a horrible argument to make. Like, yo, he did it behind my. Your son accepted a deal to do something. It doesn't matter. Unique said he ain't getting in between the beef. And he said, "What do I get out of betraying Rock? Because that'll make me a snitch. And I ain't no snitch." He said, "You'll get my appreciation." He said he's not going down like that. Unique said, "I'm not going down like that. No, I'm not going as a snitch and I don't get nothing. I didn't snitch and I'm getting nothing? Are you crazy? You gonna ruin my own thing and I don't get nothing?" Of course, Sal tell him, "Nobody's gonna know." He like, "I know." Hey, listen, I'm shocked by it. I am ecstatic also that this man held to his guns and said, "I ain't no snitch. You ain't getting me in these situations." You know what I mean? Were you surprised by Unique didn't snitch? I want to know. Let me know in the comments in the description. Let me know if you weren't surprised that he did not snitch. We go to a scene. They eating. Kanan pays for Famous food. Famous ain't really got no money. He don't have no way of getting money. We see Freddie and Kanan like, "Yeah, what's up?" And Freddie walks off, and he get his 3 pieces. And Famous looks like he's interested with Freddie. He like, "Yo, how this man keep getting money to do little things?" Kanan basically tells him, "Listen, robbing people ain't a good business. It's not a good business about you don't want to live like that. It's a scary lifestyle because anything bad can happen at any time." Freddie was born in that. Essentially what he's basically telling him. Freddie was born in that. You're not born in that. Next scene, Burke is making love to her girlfriend in the bed. She talks about Howard. Her girlfriend is annoyed. Again, he talking about Howard. She said, "Leave it alone. You are not making friends." Like, who needs friends? You are trying to prove yourself to these people, and they won't like you. They probably already don't like you because you're looking like internal affair. She has warned her multiple times. She has warned her multiple times not to do this. Why are you keep trying to prove yourself when you don't have to? Why do you keep doing these things and you don't have to? And all this gonna do is cause you pain. Again, some foreshadowing. Y'all can answer the question of the day, the question of the week. You give me some foreshadowing. Is it what's gonna happen? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget, of course, to like and subscribe. We see Marvin. He thanks Lou, and Lou said for putting up because he know he didn't want to do this dirty work no more. He thanks him. He said, "Oh, listen, they tried to give him. I thank you for doing that for me because I know you didn't want to do it no more." And Lou said, "I put anybody down for taking shots at my brother." But Lou did warn them that, listen, if we're going to war with these people, we don't have the assets to actually go to war with these people. Like, we not those people. Like, we don't have the accessibility to go to war. Rock says, I know we don't have the guns, the men, the power, but all we gotta do is make them bleed because they not real. Because the main people are in New York, and if they get bled, the main people gonna shut them down. So that's all we gotta do is scare them and shut them down. And they'll make them act right and they won't do nothing to them. All they got, and then she mentioned Sam. Like, we gotta take care of Sam. Sam is with the police and he's snitching, he talking way too much. So we got to take care of him. We didn't see the Italians drive by while they're having this discussion. The Italians drive by, the two guys that Sarah was with earlier. They drive by talking about they got to handle it quick. They realized that she had security and said, okay, they got down a little bit, drove off. And they realized that, okay, Sarah, right. We got to know what we did them before we go because they got security. They got people outside looking. We see Famous then talking to Corinne. He wants to get the gat so he can handle business, robbing people. The man don't know what he's doing. Corinne, like, no, I'm not doing that. Blah, blah, blah. She ends up giving it to him, telling him, if you get in trouble, don't get in trouble doing something stupid and bring it back in a few days because I don't want to get in trouble and I don't want that leading back to my mom. It's leading back to, by the way, it's leading back to her mom. Y'all know it's leading back to the mom, right? Palomar's going to jail for multiple things probably at the end of the season for a satisfying conclusion. From the gun to probably messing with young boys and a bunch of other rumors. She going to jail. I think we all know that. And we finally see again another reason why you can ask the question of the day. We see that they are going after internal affairs is talking to the father of Nicole. They have jukebox in there, Laverne, and she's talking. She says she doesn't talk to the police, and she certainly doesn't talk to the police about the police. Basically, what they're doing is Howard came in and told the father that, listen, this man is trying to, Burke is essentially trying to convert these girls and make them do drugs and plan it on them and set them up and do all kind of things so she can look better when she arrests them and stuff like that, essentially. Or she's messing with him. I ain't quite get to it. Or she's like trying to sleep with him or something. I don't know which one it is. But what's your inference from this? Let me know. But he's telling her this, and like I said, she walks off. He says she's gonna turn around. Another question I want to present to y'all. Do y'all think, really, do y'all actually think that she's gonna end up turning around and doing this? Because Laverne in Power, the original series, would 100% go through with this. So I think that's when the shift gonna happen. I think season episode 10 might end with her telling that Burke did something. And again, that will answer my question today. Will she make it to season 3? She might make it in a jail cell. And trying to, that'd be a good storyline. Her girlfriend trying to get out. That'd be a good storyline. We see Marvin met Sam. He met with Sam. And this is another question I asked. Should Marvin had handled Sam? And what I mean by that is he meets Sam. He tells him to essentially get on a bus and don't come back. I'm supposed to handle you. So I don't want to do this because I've been knowing you a long time. I've been giving you this stuff for a long time. He shakes it and gives him like, hey, listen, I got the candy for you, the Hershey's they call it, because he got out of jail because they said, listen, we got bigger fish to fry, and your little drugs that you got ain't really got much on you. You can go, which probably always happens because I stated earlier, he gets arrested more than anybody ever. So he meets with him, tells him to get on the bus, don't come back. He said, I'm supposed to be giving y'all fiends money, but I'm gonna give it to you in order to like set you up because I feel bad, right? Because I gotta handle you. So the question we're asking is, should Marvin have handled Sam? Yes, Sam is dangerous to his family. Sam can put a lot of different people in jail by just being with them. And no, he had compassion for one of his people. So he shouldn't have handled Sam. He had compassion and he can get on the bus. Let me know what y'all thoughts. Which one do y'all agree with? And all of that. And by the way, don't forget to like and subscribe. As we see Famous that got his gat from Corinne, he goes to Freddie, pulls the gun on him. Freddie laughs because Famous has a similar voice. He can't change his voice. He don't know how to do it. His voice is like kind of like mine, but it's kind of like. He pulls his gun on him and said, and then you see Freddie show his gun. Again, showing your gun is very dangerous. Don't just show your gat, especially when you got a gat on you. Freddie messed up big time because if you got it on you, you just don't show it while you got while the other one. Because y'all gotta understand, afraid person, an afraid person will fire off, especially if you think you see a gun. So this was a horrible idea. Of course, Famous shoots Freddie. The neighbor opens the door slowly. Famous getting in trouble. I want to know too. Do y'all think Famous gonna make it out this season? What y'all think? Do y'all think Famous gonna make it? Is he going? Is he going to jail? Is Famous going to jail? We see one more time. We gotta ask the question today continuously. The thing that we all want to know. Burke is looking for Sam. She's out there at the place she told him to meet, and of course, this one the scene we just talked about Marvin. I went ahead a little bit, but he gets off the bus. Sam gets off the bus, almost just up the road, and start walking around, looking around. Again, giving a crackhead money and a crackhead knowing things is bad news. And most people usually don't listen to druggies because they give bad intel. And then we get to the ultimate part, the finale of this episode, the part that we didn't expect. Fareed is going in his building, and he gets on the elevator. And the clerk just a call and said he's here. And the elevator begins to go up, but it looks weird. It's like goes to the wrong floor, and Fareed looks suspicious as you hear the older Kanan start speaking on it. It looks suspicious, but he said, listen, you got comfortable. And I love how this scene is set where he looks like he's just chilling Fareed, like something feel off. And you're like, nobody gonna mess with me. I'm the big dog. He opened. It seemed like everybody portraying him. And he opens the elevator, and Rocky and Lou is there with a gun on. Fareed goes out and says, "F your family," and he gets shot by both of them. Then, of course, you see that Rock shoots him in the head. She looks at Lou. Lou shoots him one more time, and she looked with that. I got my brother back. I got my boss back. I got my guy back. The legend Lou himself is back. I'm gonna give y'all some time as we do this thing. You see the shows below. Below is all our shows. You have it below in the link tree below. You do have merch, podcasts, my books, all of that stuff. Remember the question of the day, and remember to keep stomping. Why? Because something amazing can happen. I appreciate y'all for listening. Let me know what y'all think gonna happen in the next episode. And you said the question of the day. All those things. I appreciate y'all. Peace.